The Gospels of the Lord Jesus Christ, Genesis 33. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rahel, and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rahel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran in to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the woman and the children, and said, Who are those who with you? He said, The children with God has graciously given your servant. And then the handmaids came near, and they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rahel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, I have enough. And he said, What mean you by all this trove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother, kept that you have unto yourself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray you, if now I have found grace in your sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen your face, as though I had seen the face of God, and you were pleased with me. Take, I pray you, my blessing that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before you. And he said unto him, My Lord, know that the children are tender, and the flocks and the herds with young are with me. And if men should beat them, one day all the flocks will die. Let my Lord, I pray you, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly according as the cattle that goes before me, and the children be enabled to endure until I come unto my Lord unto Seir. And Esau said, Let me now leave you with you some of the flocks that are with me. And he said, What needs it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir, and Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle, and therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Salem, the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padanaram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar, and called it Eloho he Israel. Genesis 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which share she bare unto Jacob, went out to see daughters of the land. And when Shechem the son of Hamor, the Hittite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spoke kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spoke unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor the father of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the son of Jacob came out of the field, which when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very angry, because he had brought fully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make all of you marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And all of you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade, all of you therein, and get your possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what all of you shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as all of you shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the son of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is unsubscribed, so for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if all of you will be as we be, and every me of you be circumcised, and then we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and will become one people. But if all of you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, they will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the houses of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of the city, and communed with the men of the city, saying, These men are peaceful with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. And for the land, behold, it is large enough for them, and let us take their daughter to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein with the men consent unto us in order to dwell with us to be one people. If every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let our consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of the city, and every male was circumcised, and all that went out of the gate of the city. And it came to pass on the third day, where they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came unto the city boldly, and slew all the males, and they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of the Shechem's house and went out. The son of Jacob came unto the slay and spoiled in the city before they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep and their oxen and axes, and which was in the city, that which was in the field, and all their wealth and all their little ones, and their wives took their captive and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, all of you have troubled me to make me to sing among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I'll being few number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I and my house. And they said, should I he deal with our sisters as with and her Lord? Proverbs. Now Job 23 to 24. Job 23. Then Job answered and said, even to the day is my complaint bitter, my stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with a great power? No, but he would strengthen me. There the rightness my dispute with him, so should I be delivered for ever from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he does work, but I cannot behold him. He hides himself on the right hand, and that I cannot see him. But he knows that the way that I take. When he tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot and has held my steps. His way have I kept and not declined, neither have I turned back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth and more than my necessary food. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desires, even that he does. And for he performs the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore am I troubled at his presence, which I consider I am afraid of him. For God makes my heart soft, and Almighty troubles me. Because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither has he covered the darkness from my face. Job 24. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and fleet. Therefore they drive away the asses of the fatherless, they take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way, the poor of the earth hid themselves together. Behold, as wild asses in the desert, go they forth to their work, rising early for a prey. The wilderness yields food for them and for the children. They reap every one on his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, and they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and embrace a rock for lack of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the west, and take pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the shave from the hungry. They cause which make they cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the shave from the hungry, which makes oil within the wall, and thread their wine presses, and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and soul of the wounded cries out. Yet God lays not folly to them. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways, therefore nor abide in the path. Therefore the murderers rising with the light kills the poor and the needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eyes also of the adulterer waits for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and discusses his face. In the dark they dig through houses houses which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light, for the morning is to them even as shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terror of the shadow of the death. He switched has the waters, their portion is cursed in the earth. He behold not the way of the vineyards. Drought and heat consumes the snow waters, so does the grave those which have sinned. The womb shall forget him, the worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreats the barren that bears not and does not go into the window. Thus he evil enters the barren, the bears not and does not go to the widow. He draws unto the mighty with his power he rises, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety whereon he rests, yet his eyes are upon the ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the ways as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn, as if it be not so now who make me a liar and make speech nothing worth. Now Proverbs 3:13 to 18. Proverbs Proverbs 3:13 to 18. Happy is the man that finds wisdom and the man that gets understanding. For the merchandise is of it better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof that of than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you can desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life out to them, and lay hold upon her, and happy is every one that retains her. The Lord by wisdom has founded the earth, understanding has been established the heaven. The words of the Lord. Praise be to God Jesus Christ. Amen.